I can officially say after this season of Potomac, if Giselle or Robin come back next season, I will not be watching or doing reviews. Just like I boycotted Basketball Wives back in the day, I'm planning on doing the same with Potomac. Tonight's reunion part 3 sealed the deal for me. I can't do it anymore. I'm just like Candace. I am wiping my hands of this show, this cast, production, Andy, everybody. What's up? It's me, Keisha, aka ColorMePynk, and I'm here with my Real Housewives of Potomac season 8 reunion part 3 review. Before I even get into this, because I got a lot to say and I'm about to really get to going in on some people in a second. But please make sure, first of all, that you subscribe to my channel. If you have not, turn on your notification bell button and thumbs up this video for me, you guys. Share it as well. And if you have not joined my Patreon, please do so you can see the unedited version of this video if you're watching this on YouTube. Because, baby, it's about to go down in 5.2 seconds. Also, this week, be on the lookout for my O.J. Simpson expose video. You do not want to miss this. It's so good. If you're on my Patreon, you're going to get an even better version of this expose. Also this week, I have my long-awaited closet tour video finally dropping for you guys. So excited for you to see it. So be on the lookout for that as well. Now let's get into this reunion. So we pick up where we left off last week with G surprisingly telling us that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder a few years ago. I thought this was going to be something about the paternity of their son, but no, I was not expecting this at all. I had not seen signs of him being bipolar, but this fills in the gaps and the holes of what happened in their marriage and why Mia is leaving, because it just seemed like the family made him, he couldn't be CEO of the company anymore, shut him out, finances were a mess, and it was like chucking him up the deuce. But in reality, he was having manic episodes, wouldn't do anything about it. I guess he didn't want to take his medication or whatever. And if you've dealt with anybody with a mental disorder, that is a lot to deal with, child. A lot to deal with, you know. And that was the reason why Mia decided that enough was enough and she was leaving. So it all makes sense. It really does. And I was very shocked by that. And Mia starts to cry. And he said that he was manic, having a manic episode when he actually called all the guys to talk about Mia. And he says that he doesn't notice when he's having an episode, but Mia does. And even when she points it out to him, like, you're about to have an episode, he doesn't listen. Okay? So that's another thing. Like, I can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. So G says that, he said, I fully believe that if I would have gotten control of this manic behavior sooner, she would still be with me. She left me because she couldn't take this anymore. I think there's a little bit of truth in that, but I don't think that this relationship was built to last. I think that one of them was going to end up leaving the other eventually because of the way they got together. You lose them how you get them. So it was inevitably going to happen. But Mia says that regardless of her moving on, she's going to take care of Gordon no matter what. That's why he's moving across the street from her. He, however, says that he has it under control now. No, you don't. You don't. And it's cool, I guess, that you're trying to save face and act like you got it all together because you don't want to seem like you the old decrepit man that need her to take care of you. But she just said that even when she tells you you're having an episode, you don't want to listen. You literally just had an episode when you reached out to the guys, telling all the girl business and going in on her and everything. So no, you don't have it under control. You know, but one thing that I can say is stand up about Mia is that she is and has been there for him, you know, while he's going through this stuff, because anybody else could have easily just be like, I ain't got time for this shit, I'm gone, you know. And we talk about Mia and call her gold digger and all of this type of stuff, which she is. Okay, she's my shero, but there is a heart there. She's not a heartless person. There is a little ticker in there somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And she really does care for that man, so I will give that to her. He says that his relationship with his family is much better, and that they shut him out because he was having manic episodes. So it was affecting his business regimen as well. So now that really fills in the blank on why the family shut him out. It all makes sense now. So I appreciate the fact that he was even willing enough to even go there and tell us his business, because he didn't have to. Next up we go to Nneka, and Andy brings up how they wanted Nneka to actually come on to the show through Wendy. Because, you know, most of the time people don't really even know each other for real. So they'll have them come in through another housewife and act like they're friends, but really they're not friends. Wendy, when approached, said no, because she does not know her like that. She knew of her, but did not know her. So she felt like it would be being fake. Wendy's full of shit. Wendy's full of shit.com. You didn't want her on the show. I get it. I get it, because when it was put out there to the world that they were casting another black woman who was Nigerian, who was very astute, married, and all of it was like they were literally hiring another clone of her. So I would have been feeling like, y'all trying to ease me up on out the door? Like, what's going on here? So I get it. Is it fucked up because you're shitting on another person's opportunity? Yeah. But I just wish Wendy would stop playing coy about the shit and acting like I just didn't want to do it because I don't know her. Girl, you know that's the game. You know that's the game. I would respect Wendy even more if she just said, no, I didn't want to bring her in through the show because I ain't want another me on the show, period. Like, just keep it a buck. And that was the real true reason. And I also think it's because she was too close to her family. Who knows what she knows about her family? You know what I'm saying? I think it was a lot of factors on why Wendy didn't want Nneka to come through the show through her. So Andy asks, what does Osu mean? And I lived for this moment. Wendy said, because Nneka was about to try to explain. She said, no. She said, well, since Ashley brought it to this platform, then why don't you tell him what it means? Ashley sitting there. With that wig on that was bigger than her, weighed more than her. And she was like, well, I'm just not going to sit up here and act like I know what it meant. But, you know, it had been brought up to me several times. And so I just wanted to know what it meant. And so Candace was like, well, why didn't you ask Wendy? She was trying to be messy. You was trying to stir the pot, and you succeeded. You got these two girls to beef about some shit. And I'm so mad that still at this reunion, you two dimwits, instead of clicking up, talking on the phone, meeting up outside of the show and saying, we know who the real culprit here is. This set us up to go at it this whole motherfucking season and set back. And we up here looking dumb going against each other. It would have been the gag of the motherfucking century if y'all would have got at this reunion and tag teamed that and held her feet to the fire. But yet and still, y'all sitting up here going back and forth. And I honestly have Wendy to blame for that, because it's obvious that Nneka wanted to make amends. She tried to make amends several times, and Wendy just wasn't having it. She was not having it. And maybe it's not that deep to me because I'm not Nigerian. I don't understand the culture like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to ever sit up here and try to pretend like I do. So the fact that her mom was called all these things, I guess that was reason enough for her not to want to with Nneka. And if that's the case, I get it. But it just would have been so great if Ashley would have been held accountable for all of the shit that she did this season. It really would have been great. But at this point, it is what it is. They ain't gonna be cool. I doubt Nneka comes back next season. I'll be shocked if she does. After that, Keiarna comes out looking really pretty. Her cheekbones was giving me life. Ashley, we find out, filed a complaint to file for divorce. Basically letting us know that she still ain't filed for divorce. That's some bullshit. Girl, you ain't fooling nobody no more. We get it. You're doing this for a storyline. Michael didn't want to be on the show no more. And so in order for you to save face and continue to have some sort of storyline, y'all decided to pretend like y'all was getting some type of divorce, because you're not going to sit up here and make me believe that that prenup that you signed was a bunch of bull. Because let's not forget, it was just last reunion she was saying that the prenup was a bunch of bullshit. She wasn't going to get what she thought she was going to get. But that was the whole point of y'all doing an addendum halfway through to ensure that you did get what you wanted. And then on tonight's reunion, when Andy asked you how much you looking to get, and you said a substantial amount. I want to make sure that my boys are taken care of. Which one is it? I thought it was already determined that you wasn't getting what you said you was going to get. You're full of bullshit, helmet head. And we see right through you, football head. You're lying. If you want to be with Gollum, go right ahead and be with the human form of COVID. None of us care. If you want to let that old, decrepit, slimy, dust mite looking man continue to cheat on you and men and women, go right ahead, girl. Live in your truth. We don't give a You already showed us what it was when you married him. We knew that your ass didn't have no scruples, morals, or anything, honey. You didn't give a because ain't nobody with two good eyes and a brain. I don't give a how bad you try to secure a bag would lay down with Michael motherfucking Darby. That man looked like a human chicken pox. There's nothing attractive about him. He is disgusting looking. He looked like the Tales from the Crypt. So, girl, just live in your truth. Because Dean tired of your lying. The president tired of your lying. We all tired of you lying, football head. And your forehead and brain too big for you to sit up here and come up with these dumb lies that you come up with. I am sick of her. So we get to the fight, and this is what really set me the off. Keiarna is asked to explain what happened, and she says that Deborah came over there, started with Candace. Candace was over there dancing, doing her thing. Deborah came over there, started it, but while she was trying to talk to Candace, she was actually in front of Keiarna, basically doing all this yelling and shit, and you in front of my face, bitch, back the fuck up, okay? And she says that Deborah hit her in the face with a glass, and that's how they started banging. Andy says to Candace, had you been calling Deborah names? Andy, how the fuck old are we that you asking this grown 30-some-year-old woman, had she been calling her names prior? I thought we already made it known and understood how many seasons ago? 3 seasons ago, between the altercation with her and Monique, that it doesn't matter what words you say. We're grown women. We should know how to control ourselves and not get physical. It's just words. So it should not matter if she had been talking shit. She get paid to talk shit. It don't matter. And I really wish somebody would have said that. We get paid to talk shit. We get paid 6 figures a season to talk shit. So it don't matter if I called her every motherfucking name in the book. It still does not give her the right to try to fight me, put her hands on me, or anybody else. Y'all set that standard on this show, that if you talk shit, it don't mean you should get hit, okay? Now, in the hood, it's the other way around. But on this show, y'all set the standard for that. So that question is null and void. And I wish I would have been on that motherfucking stage to say that shit. Next case. So Mia says that Deborah tried it with her too. Tried to come over there and be like, so I'm a 4. I'm a 4, really? And she was like, no, girl, we all beautiful. It is what it is. And she said she de-escalated the situation because she already knew what type of time she was on. And she says to Candace, that's what you got to learn how to do because we have more to lose. I get that. I get that, Mia. I understood that. But then you're going to piss me off too a second later. So Giselle is asked, who does she think is at fault? And they knew what they was doing when they did this. Giselle sitting up there with that stiff ass neck of hers, talking about looking at the footage. I think everyone is responsible. Deborah, Candace, and Whitney. Well, of course you do, bitch. Of course you do, you wicked witch of the West. Of course, we wouldn't expect anything less of you. We would actually think that you were a decent human being if you were unbiased and spoke the God's honest truth and not held this girl accountable for something that somebody else obviously did. But your disdain for Wendy and Candace and Monique is so great that this lady will get up there on national television and tell bold-faced lies, make bold-faced allegations and accusations against people. And it's like skin off her back. She don't give a fuck. It ain't her. It ain't her life, her family. She don't give a fuck. And Andy, you sit up there and let her get away with this year after year after year after year because y'all know over there at Bravo and that production company know that Giselle will shuck and jive and do whatever the y'all ask her to do because she don't give a about nobody except for Daffodil, Delilah, and Dynamite. She don't give a about nobody else. She will do anything to keep that motherfucking job. And y'all know that. She is literally the definition of a high yellow effer. She will throw her own people under the bus. And that's why we all dislike her so much. And that dog face sitting right next to her, Robin. Them bitches are the worst of the worst. Mia says, well, Wendy wasn't in that. Giselle says, I'll take Wendy out of it then. She shouldn't have never been in the first place because she didn't do anything. And then y'all wonder why colorism is the topic of conversation when it comes to this franchise because this makes no sense. And I wish that Andy, instead of being so far up her ass, would have said, Giselle, how are you holding Wendy accountable for anything if she didn't even do anything? She was literally just standing there. And Giselle, how are you holding Candace accountable for something when the girl came over there to her and initiated this conversation, an altercation? And you weren't even there. So for her to have any type of opinion about anything is null and void. You weren't there. Karen then asked Candace to explain again. Now, mind you, she'd already explained that she'd called Deborah vermin and whatever else she called her after she came over there in her face. Okay? After. Because the reason why they felt like it was Candace's fault, meaning Giselle, Ashley, and 9 times out of 10, Roberto, is because she apparently was talking shit about this girl. But when you watch the videos, when you hear the audio, it's obvious that she said those things after the fact. But they act like that didn't happen. They acting like, like how a dog can only hear a dog whistle and humans can't. That's how they was literally sitting up there acting like, y'all heard that, but I didn't. I heard it before. She said it was before. It's so fucking frustrating watching these hoes. So Candace explains it again because Karen asked her to. And then this is where Mia lost me. Mia says, well, Candace, you can't do that. Meaning you can't say what you want to say about people. Even though this was said after the fact when this girl came over there getting in her face. And after the altercation where she was really going off. And Candace like, you cannot tell me how to react when somebody is in my face. You, of all people, can't tell somebody what they should not be doing when you sit up there and got physical with Wendy. Shut up, bitch. Bigfoot, if you don't shut the fuck up and sit there, RuPaul's Drag Race, sit back and relax and shut the fuck up. Because you of all people shouldn't be saying nothing right now. Nothing, Mia. Ooh. So Mia gonna say, well, that's why she threw the drink. But once again, y'all set the standard on this show. It don't matter what you say to somebody. You should not be throwing anything or hitting anybody. Remember? But that goes out the window now because majority of y'all hoes on this show don't like her. So Candace was like, I'm not expecting for you all to fight for me. I'm on my own. And her voice cracks. They pan the camera on Robin. Robin's sitting there like this. Skinning and a grinning. Could care less. Basking in the moment. Enjoying seeing this girl be miserable and fight for her life like she did something wrong. And this is what I'm going to say to Candace. That's what you get. That's what the fuck you get. Now you know how it feels for what y'all hoes did to Monique. This is what I tell y'all. This is what I constantly tell y'all on this channel. Karma is fucking real. You reap what you sow. The grave y'all dug for her 3 years ago is the same grave they dug for your dumb. You knew these hoes wouldn't shit. So once again, I'm confused as to why you held them at such a high esteem and thought that you was different. You thought that they wasn't going to f you over too. You sat there when them hoes was plotting on that girl's family to sit up there and tell this lie about that little boy not being Chris's son. And yeah, you said you wasn't going to participate in it. Well, no, you didn't even say you weren't going to participate. You just told them that wasn't going to work because he looked just like his daddy. You saw the links that these hoes was willing to go to that lady and to get her off this show. And you didn't think the same thing was going to happen to you. Now you want to sit up here and cry because they have excommunicated your ass. That's what the fuck you get. That's what the fuck you get. Because we tried to tell your stupid ass. And while you sitting up there talking about some, I know none of you all are going to fight for me. I have to stand by myself. You wouldn't have been standing by yourself if you wouldn't have turned against Monique. Because let's not forget that you started that with that girl. You started that while she was fucking pregnant. You started that with Monique. That girl was your real true friend. Probably the only real true friend you had on that show besides Karen and Wendy. And Wendy, I don't feel bad for your ass neither. Because you came in that season 5, giving Monique your ass a kiss, buddying up to them yellow hoes, and look at how they treat your ass now. Monique told y'all they was gonna do this to y'all. Now look at you. And now look at this show and how them have ruined this whole entire show and franchise. Potomac could have been great, but Giselle and Robin have really truly ruined it. People are petitioning for this show to get canceled or for Giselle and Robin to be let go. And I don't blame them because there is a blatant bias with production, with Andy, with the network, that Giselle is able to do all of this despicable, unmoral things to people and no consequences whatsoever. She continues to get different opportunities with commercials and things, being the face of the franchise and everything. This don't make no mother sense. And she wondered why every year her neck starts to sag more and more and more. Every season, her legs get swollen and more swollen. Them ankles starting to look like the fucking clumps. The bitch walk around looking like she got high blood pressure. She is a nasty ass gutter snipe. And this goes beyond reality show bullshit that she has done to people. And Robin, just because you're not physically or verbally doing the dirty work, the fact that you sit idly by, you're just as guilty. Ashley, you and your teleprompter shaped head ass, you ain't no better. No better at all. And I'm surprised that you even getting into business with a like Giselle. You really think she give a about you too? She don't give a about you. GnA. If it's gonna come to her payday, she will go right back to throwing under the bus like she used to. All y'all hoes is stupid when it come to her. All of y'all are dumb. The only person that even stands up to her and give her real static is Karen and was Monique and Wendy. But y'all let this ruin y'all show. It's all y'all fucking fault. And Candace, I wish I could give 2 fucks for you. But hey, you brought this on yourself. God don't like ugly. God do not like ugly. Now these hoes that ran you up off this show. Ran your ass up off this show. I know Monique sitting back at home like, and I ain't even show everything I had in that mother binder. Because you won't have to. God will handle your light work. He will make your enemies your footstool. What would be the gag of the century? Probably never happened because Monique says she's done with reality television. Is if them 2 hoes sat the fuck down and had a kumbaya and a come to Jesus and came back on that show together. First of all, rating bonanza, Giselle and Robin wouldn't stand a chance. But in all actuality, Giselle needs to go. She has ruined this show. She has no storyline. She's literally disgusting. She's a disgusting human being, just like Lisa Rinna was on Beverly Hills. And there's no place for that type of energy in this world. She needs to go. She needs to be reprimanded. She needs to be suspended. She needs to take a pay cut. Something needs to happen. I hope and pray that Robin has been fired because she needs to fucking go. Her and that stiff bob and them dry ass roots of hers need to fucking go. Go be a dumb, miserable bitch in the privacy of that home of yours that you're going to temporarily have now that this paycheck is gone. Go be with your out of work, cheap husband in peace. Since you don't care. Giselle, go back to that etch-a-sketch ass house of yours that looked like literally Bob the Builder built. Go be in that clown house you call a home alone. Because I don't bit more believe that you and that Jason dude from Summer House are still fucking around. If anybody on reality television had a paid relationship, it was that. We ain't seen them together since BravoCon. Ain't nobody caught a picture of them out at dinner, nothing. Think about it.